This anime is not afraid to be dumb. And I mean that in the best way possible.
And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And
Right off the bat, the first episode makes that clear. We're not trying to be profound or emotionally heavy, or even particularly grounded. It's just here to have a very good time. Whether it's battles or world-ending stakes, anime tends to fall into the same predictable loops, in my opinion. Either you're basically watching a stoic protagonist scream about friendship while leveling up some ability or just his skill set, or the cringe edgelord who is quietly beating every enemy off screen. And yet those stories can be great, and honestly, most of them are pretty good. Sometimes though, anime needs to take a step back and just say, screw it. That's where series like Devil May Cry step in. An anime that unapologetically breaks the mold with pure, dumb, chaotic energy. It reminds me of One Punch Man when it first blew up. Everyone was like, whoa, One Punch Man, that shit's so epic. It can make fun of itself, it makes fun of shonen, it's so epic. Now people are crying because we might not get a proper conclusion of the show. This show leans into stupid so hard it becomes a genius, a chef's a kiss. Mwah. It's where Devil May Cry absolutely thrives. Dante. He's a demon hunter, he's stylish, he's smug, and he's just the right amount of ridiculous. If you've played the games, you essentially know, at least in the beginning, he's basically a fusion of a Ninja Turtle and an anime protagonist. He fights Hellspawn and eats pizza, and cracks cheesy one-liners like he's being paid by the pun. And honestly, that's perfect. His character design in the anime is chef's kiss. Mwah. Absolutely deadly. That red coat never gets old. It's a throwback, and I absolutely love it. But what makes this version of Dante work? It's how unapologetically goofy he is. He's not here for a deep character arc or to carry some philosophical burden. He's here to kick ass and look fucking cool doing it. In a landscape full of brooding anime protagonists, this is Dante, and he is refreshing. Lady, on the other hand, plays the role of the audience's surrogate. She's the one who doesn't know what's going on, constantly piecing things together as the story unfolds, while everyone else is in on some part of a grand plan, whether it's Dante's mysterious past or the president's shady agenda. Lady's in the dark. That makes her the perfect narrative vehicle. She reacts the way we would. Confused, skeptical, frustrated, but also, driven, eager to discover more. Now, some fans of the games aren't thrilled with how Lady was portrayed. She's definitely different here, more sarcastic. She drops the F-bomb like it's punctuation at the end of a sentence. Yeah, it's a bit cringe. But, guess what? So is Dante. Listen to this Skeletor joke.
Pretend I just shot that guy. Bang! Man, Skeletor did not hold up since the 80s.
Difference is, one gets a pass because it's coming from the funny guy, but I'd argue both are equally ridiculous and have their charm. That's the point. In this world where everything is so turned up to 11, her rough edges, if you call them that, actually work because of how silly and stupid it is. And arguably, she ends up getting the most character development out of anyone in season 1. And that's no accident. However, she's definitely not the most interesting character.
As you call it, has always been the true heart of human religion. You can curb the worst of your savageries only through collective fear and hatred of another world. My world.
If you saw the opening to this and was just like, yo, that's Virgil. Same. Frame 1, I was already crafting theories. But spoilers, no, and it's not. And thank God. Because what we got instead was one of the best antagonists I've seen in a while. This character is actually, I believe, from a spin-off game from Devil May Cry. That's where they pulled his characterization from. So people who knew that game obviously wouldn't have thought this was Virgil. But he's wearing the blue gem. It could, like, it's very understandable why people would think that. This dude steals every scene. While the rest of the cast are exaggerated caricatures, loud, goofy, and over the top, the rabbit is chillingly composed. He's 5 steps ahead of everyone, always watching, always planning, and when you finally piece together his story, everything just clicks. He's not just evil for the sake of it. His motivations are grounded, layered, and tragically logical. He knows what's at stake, but is so hurt he doesn't care, motivated by his own sense of justice. The rabbit isn't just a villain though, he acts as a glue that ties Dante and Lady's separate character arcs together. He's the reason they're both involved, the reason they're forced to confront their past, their goals, and their responsibilities. In a lesser show, he'd have been some generic demon lord, but within this show, he's also just the best written character. Period.
I feel every bit of pain that I cause for my people. But how much crueler a fate would they have met at your hands? I adopted the methods I was forced to by an enemy willing to do worse.
Now, those are the main players, but there's also another element that I would want to talk about. The real villain, the vice president. This guy is cartoonishly evil in the best and most satirical way possible. He's basically the showrunner of the country. The president being a bubbling, obese puppet who says yes to whatever the vice president says. Sounds very familiar for a lot of American presidents. As a European, watching the betrayal of America's government is honestly, like, hilarious. There's no attempt to be subtle. The show fully leans into the fact that the political leader will commit horrific atrocities and using religion and his nationalism to justify his actions. We're only gonna bomb a few hospitals. It's only a little bit of war crime. Keep in mind that this is just a character. It's just a guy being evil. He just shares themes with what I've mentioned before, as did every villain in the early 2000s. It's clever writing and adds a little thin layer to the show. But beneath the surface, there is a millimeter of real critique. Because dude, this guy is so religiously zealous. It's insane. But hell, I know a lot of European countries don't have a leg to stand on. I'm just lucky I'm from Ireland. But at the end of the day, Devil May Cry isn't trying to be the next Death Note, or Attack on Titan, or be a meta-commentary on the global economic thing of war and bad stuff. It's not here to change your life. It's here to make you laugh, and make you cheer, and make you go, what the hell am I watching? In the best way possible. And in today's landscape, that's honestly refreshing. So much modern anime is trying to be the best big thing. Everyone wants to be the next Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer. Slick visuals, tragic backstories, and emotional gut punches every episode. And hey, that stuff's great, alright? I fucking adore that style of content, honestly. It's the only way I can feel emotion. But it does get exhausting. Sometimes you just want to see a dude in a red trench coat surf on a missile or something and start talking about pizza and playing Tetris. That's something Dante would do, right? Yeah, that's something he would do. Devil May Cry stands out because it dares to be fun at its own expense. And honestly, that's metal as hell. But on the other side of the spectrum, I did a video on why I don't think the writing in Solo Leveling is all that good. But you'd be surprised by the conclusion. Maybe you should check that one out too.